In this video, we're going to take a look at some of the latest features that we've added to the data fetcher extension for Airtable. So here we've got a request set up with CoinGecko, and we're going to use this to demo the new JMESPath feature. This lets us transform and filter the response that comes back from an API. So by default, this API request is going to return these 100 coins in this JSON. And when this is imported into Airtable, it's going to create 100 different records. What we can do with this new feature is filter this or transform it. So here I've copied the JSON response into this JMESPath demo, and then we can use this query language here to query where only the current price is greater than 2,000. So we'll only keep the coins that have a current price greater than 2,000. So if we look at the result here, we can see it only keeps the following 2 coins. If we change that to 1,000, we'd have different results here. So we can copy that JMESPath expression into data fetcher by going into the advanced settings, scrolling down to response JMESPath, and clicking save and run. So if we delete all these records and run the request again, we'll see that only 2 are imported. Now you can do all sorts of things with this JMESPath syntax, and on our blog post here we've got a list of different examples and different things you can do with it. The next thing we've added is an integration with ChatGPT, and specifically GPT4. So this is a new model that we can use in data fetcher by selecting the OpenAI application, the chat message completion endpoint, and then in the list of models here we can see we've got GPT4. Now you will need to go to the GPT4 waiting list and get an API key for this. It's not enabled for everyone by default, but typically they'll approve people in a few days. So here we've got a list of blog post titles, and we've got this formula field here that creates a prompt based on that blog post title, where we say to write the introduction for a blog post with that title. And we're going to reference that by clicking this plus button here and selecting the prompt field, clicking confirm. And then when we click save and run, data fetcher is going to connect to the OpenAI API, use the GPT-4 model, and write the introduction for us. Something else we've added in this version is an increased timeout. So previously, if this didn't return in 30 seconds, it would time out and the request would fail. But now our timeout has been increased to 3 minutes, and so this can be really helpful when we're working with a slower API like OpenAI. So you can see we get this message field back, and we're going to map that to our existing introduction field and click save and run. And that's now going to run a request for every single record in our table here. Now that the request is finished running, you can see that we've got an introduction for every single blog post in our list, and they've been entered into this introduction field. So that's the latest stuff that we've added to data fetcher. You can check out the article that we've got here on response to JMESPath. You can also reach out to us using the email support@datafetcher.com, and we'd be happy to answer any questions.